What's good, boys? That's pretty much it, honestly. Just go to the intro. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the podcast here. We have power rankings headed into the playoff for the NFL. Let me switch back to my other notes here. Give me a second. In this power rankings, I have included the one team from each conference that was the best that did not make the playoffs into power rankings wise. So yeah, it's a top 16 NFL power rankings. So number 16, we got the Dolphins. Pretty big blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills, which ended up costing them the playoffs, obviously. And yeah, Brian Flores obviously is going to be their mainstay, but their offensive coordinator, who there were reports today that he was fired, and then they called back those reports, but he probably could be replaced with somebody better for Tua. And you gotta think, what are they gonna do with that number 3 overall selection this coming year? Number 15, we got the Cardinals. Yeah, Kyler Murray getting hurt, that really hurt them, and the Rams, their defense was just too much for them this time, and that's why Cardinals were not able to get to the playoffs. It was a win-in-their-in scenario. Pretty much, Dolphins and Cardinals were really kind of the same storyline winning you're in, but they both ended up falling all the way out. So, all right, let's get to the playoff teams. Number 14, we got the Bears. The Bears snuck in. I really don't know how they got to the playoffs, but I mean, they're in there, so you gotta respect them. It's kind of like, they kind of have a storyline like, the Bills from 2017. But, yeah, Bears, they'll be at the bottom of the list for the playoff teams. 13, we got the Rams, and pretty much it's just because they have no Jared Goff and pretty much no Cooper Kupp. They haven't been playing their best. They're still a good football team. It's just because of this last week of, no Jared Goff really impacts them a lot. 12, we got the Titans. The Titans are pretty much the most inconsistent team in football, in my opinion. They get blown out by Green Bay one week. They almost lose to Houston the next week, but you go back to the beginning of the season, crushing the Bills, barely beating, or actually losing to the Bengals, barely beating other teams again like Houston. Very inconsistent play. Derrick Henry, absolute monster. A.J. Brown, great. Ryan Tannehill, he's been good. It's the defense that needs to step up their game. And, yeah, really, the offense has been keeping them in games. Number 11, we got the Washington football team. Now, I really think this team has come alive, and if they had really figured themselves out with Alex Smith the whole year, they probably could have had a 9-7-ish record. And they didn't have a great strength of schedule, but still, I mean, they still would be a good 9-7 quality team. Great defense. They really remind me quite a bit about the 2017 Bills. I know I'm mentioning them a couple times this episode, but yeah, they really remind me of the 2017 Bills. And we got the Browns. They'll be facing the Steelers this week. 6th seed. Yeah, congratulations, Browns fan. You are now in the playoffs, and yeah, I felt that way. I mean, your guys' drought was longer somehow. I'm really not sure how they managed to have a longer drought than the Bills, but anyway. 9, we got the Steelers. Steelers are another very inconsistent team, obviously. Those 3 straight losses, coming back, getting a win, and then losing again for the 12-4 record. I know they were sitting their starters, which really, I don't know if it was really a smart move. I mean, in the end, it's a smart move because the Bills won anyway, but really, they could have been fighting for a 2nd seed. I mean, if that doesn't really matter to them because there's no fans, then so be it, but really, they could have fought for a better seed. 8, we got the Colts, and barely sneaking into the playoffs, I know, but they're still a good football team. They're going to go and play the Bills. They're going to have a run for their money. Bill Costos, betting expert, was saying that all the professional bettors are going to be going with Indianapolis, whereas you really are going to see people go with Buffalo, which I really agree with. I think Buffalo will win this game. Next video, which will come out as well today. We'll say, no, actually, today is Monday. It will come out tomorrow. Yeah, it'll show you what my predictions are for the NFL playoffs, and yeah, stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing one every week based on how the playoffs change, so yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that one. 7, we got the Bucks. Brady, Brown, no Mike Evans, though, which is a big factor, honestly. Could that affect them going into the playoffs? The Ravens, pretty much the best rushing attack that I've seen in years. Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, they all just do it. Marquise Brown's been a bit of, oh my goodness, I can talk, been a bit of a letdown this year, but still, good rushing attack. They can really, great defense, might I add. Seahawks, Russell Wilson obviously dropped off from his MVP performance the past, or for the first weeks, but I feel like there's going to be that kind of person that kind of just puts a vote down for Russell Wilson just to get him one MVP vote, which would be kind of salty of that person, but anyway. Before we get the Chiefs, I know this surprises you, but I've got facts. The Chiefs have only won in their wins by a margin, average margin of 4.5 points per game up until yesterday on Sunday, where they would win, or they would lose rather, 37-20, I believe it was. But the Chiefs have been very inconsistent this year. Or what am I saying? Inconsistent the last few weeks. Leaves us with 3 teams left. 3, we got the Saints. The Saints have a great defense that's coming back into form over the past few weeks. Kamara has really stepped up his game the past few weeks. Breeze is just doing what he needs to do. Game manager role. Michael Thomas, obviously. Jared Cook. They're all doing it just the way that they need to do it to make a Super Bowl run. 2, we got the Packers. Packers, people would say, would be either 2 or 1. And where the comparison when we got the Chiefs, they'd probably be 1. But I got the Packers 2. Rodgers, I think he's a lock for MVP at this point, and that's coming from somebody who's biased for Josh Allen. And the Bills, yes, hottest team coming into the playoffs. They are number 1. Allen has a strong case for MVP, but I think that because of all the touchdowns Rodgers has been getting, he's a lock. They could really make a serious run at the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a fun year in the playoffs. Like, they could lose this week, or they could just blow them out of the water like they did yesterday. 56-26, might I add. Make sure you go and check out that video, Bills fans, during the Dolphins game. Oh my goodness, I can talk today, guys. Bills fans during the Dolphins game. I also broke that game down yesterday. Make sure you go check it out. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, all the good stuff. And if you're new, yes, make sure you subscribe. We put out content all the time. Like this. This is our second last video starting this week. All of these videos will be on a different channel. Make sure you go subscribe to them. They will be in the link in the description. I will be having a partner at that point. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day, night, whatever. This is coming out at night, so I don't know when you guys are watching it. We will see you guys next time. My pen just made a very loud noise. I will see you guys in the next one.